Welcome to today's episode, where we will be diving into a fascinating and often overlooked part of speech: preposition. Prepositions may seem small and simple, but they play a crucial role in making our sentences clear and meaningful. Without them, we would struggle to explain locations, directions, time, or even relationships between different ideas. So let's explore what prepositions are, how they work, and why mastering them is essential for effective communication. To begin, what exactly is a preposition? Simply put, prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other elements in a sentence. They often answer questions like where, when, how, or why. For example, in the sentence, the book is on the table, the word on is a preposition because it shows the relationship between the book and the table. It tells us where the book is. Prepositions are everywhere in English and they are indispensable when we want to express ourselves clearly. Think about it. Could you describe where you are right now without using a preposition? Probably not. You would need words like in, on, at, near, or next to convey your exact location. Categories of prepositions. Let's take a closer look at how prepositions function by dividing them into categories. This will help us understand their uses more clearly. Number 1. Prepositions of place and location. These prepositions answer the question where. For instance, the keys are on the table. She is in the room. The park is near the school. Words like on, in, under, between, beside, and next to are common prepositions of place. Notice how they help us pinpoint the exact location of something. Number 2. Preposition of direction or movement. When we talk about movement or direction, we use prepositions like to, into, onto, toward, or across. For example, he is going to the store. The cat jumped onto the sofa. They walked toward the beach. These prepositions show us where something is headed or how it's moving. Number 3. Prepositions of time. Prepositions are also essential for talking about time. Words like at, on, and in are commonly used. Let's look at some examples. We will meet at 5 p.m. Her birthday is on Monday. I was born in 1995. Each of these prepositions tells us when something happens, making our sentences more precise. Number 4. Prepositions of cause, purpose, and means. Sometimes prepositions explain the reason behind an action, the purpose of something, or the method used. For example, she succeeded because of her hard work. This gift is for you. He traveled by plane. Common challenge with prepositions. Now, while prepositions are incredibly useful, they could also be tricky for learners. Why? Because their usage doesn't always follow strict rules and they often vary from language to language. For instance, in English, we say I am interested in art, but in some other languages, you might say interested of or interested for. These small differences can be confusing at first, but with practice, they will become second nature. Another challenge is that prepositions are sometimes followed by very specific structures. For example, a preposition is often followed by a noun, pronoun, or gerund, a verb ending in ing. You might say, he apologized for being late. We are excited about the trip. Here, the prepositions for and about are followed by gerunds being and the trip, which is a common pattern in English. Why prepositions matter? So why are prepositions so important? They help us add detail and depth to our sentences, making our communication more vivid and precise. Without them, our language would be flat and incomplete. Imagine trying to say the coffee is on the table without a preposition. You would end up with the coffee table, which is a completely different meaning. Moreover, prepositions often link ideas together, creating more complex sentences. For instance, she stayed home because of the rain. Here, the preposition because of connects the reason, the rain, to the action staying home. Tips for mastering prepositions. Before we wrap up, here are a few tips for mastering prepositions. Number 1, practice with examples. The more you see prepositions in context, the easier it will be to understand how they work. Number 2, pay attention to collections. Certain prepositions are used with specific verbs, nouns, or adjectives. For example, listen to music, good at math, interested in art. Number 3, learn through phrases. Instead of memorizing prepositions in isolation, learn them as part of phrases or sentences. To sum up, prepositions may be small but they're mighty. They serve as the glue that holds our sentences together, linking ideas and adding important details about time, place, direction, and more. By understanding and practicing prepositions, you can take your English skills to the next level and communicate with greater confidence. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you have questions about prepositions or if there is a specific topic you would like me to cover in the future, feel free to reach out. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep exploring the fascinating world of language.